Am I audible now? Chalo, let's go ahead. Hopefully you know what a derivative, what a forward, future and all of that is. Right? You're pretty sure with what we did last time. So let us start with this one. And if we complete this chapter, your derivatives is done. So I've divided this chapter into 4 parts, right? The way it's given in your LOS. First one is forwards and futures ka valuation, right? So how do we do forward and future ka valuation? So we use the concept of arbitrage, risk neutral valuation. You know, we will also look at the difference between value and price of forward and future contract. We'll look at the value and price of a forward contract are determined at how it is determined at expiration and how during the life of the contract, as well as at the initiation. We'll see how monetary and non-monetary benefits and the cost of holding the underlying assets and how do they affect the value and price of forward contracts. So for example, if I'm holding, I have a certain asset and I've shorted it, I've also sold a forward contract. There are certain costs of having that asset, monetary and non-monetary, or a bond. In case of bonds, etc., they can be monetary, and there are other benefits also. So, for example, if I'm a jeweler and I'm holding physical gold, there are certain benefits that I get out of it. So you got to put that as well in your equation when you value forwards and futures, right? And the cost of carry, how an asset, how the price gets affected because of cost of carry. We'll see what exactly cost of carry is. Right. In the second part, we will do FRA, that is called as forward rate agreements and swap valuations. In the last session, we just looked at what exactly is FRA, right? As you would have, if you remember, FRA was, I said it's a series of forwards, right? It's just nothing but a series of forwards put all together in one contract. Instead of doing one forward contract, I did similar 7-8 forward contracts and put at a regular interval and put it on a piece of paper, right? So we'll see what exactly FRA is, its uses. We'll see why FRA. We'll see we'll see why FRA, and okay, we'll see its uses. We'll see how forward and future prices differ. How forward and just hold on. Okay, we'll see what a swap contract is and how it is different from a series of forward contracts, right? We'll also distinguish between value and price of a swap, right? Then we'll see option valuations, basically understand how options are valued, understand concepts such as exercise value, time value, moneyness of an option. We'll identify factors that determine the value of an option and how each factor affect the value of them. There are 5 major factors which affect the value of an option. We'll see how each one of them is affect. अगर वो बढ़ा तो option का value बढ़ेगा कि घटेगा, वो घटा तो option का value बढ़ेगा कि घटेगा. This is a straight सबसे ज़्यादा question इसी पे आते हैं, right? ये वाला जो second B वाला point है, factors that determine the value of an option, how each factor affects the value of the option. Then we look at put call parity for European options. We'll look at put call forward parity for European options. These are foundational material for derivatives. Level 2 में बहुत ज़्यादा आएंगे ये. It's important that you know the concept. Part 4 is binomial model for option values, where we look at how a value of an option is determined using one period binomial model, or circumstances under which European or American options की value differ. Let us start with the first part, that is forwards and futures valuation, right? So just an example, if you're in the business of giving loans, right, you are this money very rich guy in the campus, in your college campus, and you give out loans to all the needy friends of yours, right? So if you were to give a loan to a very sincere guy who's very good with his money aspect, then you will charge him a little less interest. But similarly, in case of him, there's another friend of yours or another batchmate of yours. He's a gambler, obsessive gambler, and he gambles a lot. So while giving him a loan, you know the chances of coming are a little lesser than the other guy. So obviously, you'll charge a little higher rate for the risk that you're taking. Just to get this example that when you're lending, if the risk is higher, you're going to charge a little higher rate. So if you were to value that particular loan, right? So for example, you give a loan to a very risky guy, you give a loan to a very less risky guy, and if you were to value both those loans, what you'll do, you'll just take all the cash flows that you're going to reach that you're going to get, and what you'll do is you'll apply a discounting factor. Now the discounting factor will depend on the risk of that cash flow, right? So if it's a very risky asset, you'll apply a higher discount, right? Higher discounting rate, or higher discounting rate will result in a higher discounting factor. If it's a less risky guy, you're going to give him less discount, you're going to demand lesser rate or lesser rate of discount, and so your value is going to be higher. Your discounting factor ka value will be lesser. So the idea mota is that more the risk, higher the rate demanded out of it, or higher the required rate demanded out of it. So more risky assets, right? We estimate the current value as discounted present value of expected price of the asset at some time in future. Obviously, for a value of any asset is the discounted value, present value of the expected price of the asset at some time in future. Just a request, just interrupt me in case if you have any questions, because as we go ahead, this is not a very easy concept. I mean, if you find it easy, it's very easy. अगर एक बार में समझ गया, well good है ना. नहीं समझा, come back and stop me there and there itself. I'm going a little slower because I want you to conceptually understand it, and rushing through derivatives is not the most advisable thing as far as teaching is concerned, right? So just get the straight thing. जितना ज़्यादा risky asset, उतना ज़्यादा मैं ज़्यादा rate demand करूँगा, और किसी भी asset की value होती है discounted present value of the expected price या cash flow that I'm going to get out of it in the future, right? So अगर कोई नॉर्मल एसेट है जिसकी कोई कैश फ्लो ही नहीं है, मैंने आज खरीदा, 6 महीने बाद बेचूंगा, राइट? अगर 6 महीने की प्राइस बहुत ही मुझे सर्टेन है, तो मेरा डिस्काउंट रेट जो लगेगा वो कम होगा. अगर 6 महीने की प्राइस मुझे ठीक से पता ही नहीं है, कुछ भी हो सकती है, तो डिस्काउंट रेट जो लगेगा वो ज्यादा होगा, राइट? So because the future price is subject to risk, the discount rate includes a risk premium along with a risk-free rate. We assume that investors are risk averse, so they require a positive premium. Obviously, every investor is risk averse. No one wants to take unnecessary risk. And if you're taking unnecessary risk, you should be compensated for it with a higher return. So an investor who is risk neutral would require no additional risk premium, and as a result, would discount the expected future value of an asset or future cash flow at risk-free rate. Now, if you are 100% sure कि ये asset की value future में ये होगी या ये cash flows आएंगे ही आएंगे, then you might as well use a risk-free rate, right? So it's almost like a AAA asset, government bond or something like that कि भाई ये default नहीं करेगा, इसका पैसा तो आना ही आना है, तो आप risk-free rate लगा लोगे. अगर risk ज़्यादा है तो आप उसमें you'll keep on adding some or other premium as the risk increases, right? In contrast to valuing risky assets as risk-adjusted present value of expected future cash flows, the valuation of derivatives is based on a no arbitrage condition. Major difference between valuation of derivatives and valuation of normal risky assets. Normal risky assets is the present value of expected future cash flows. And when I say risk-adjusted, you add more and more discounting rate, right? The discounting rate keeps on increasing if the asset ka value if the asset ka riskiness keeps on increasing. As far as valuation of derivatives is concerned, it's based on a no arbitrage condition. Now, what exactly is no arbitrage? Let's come to it. Before that, let's look at what is arbitrage. Now, arbitrage refers to, this is straight from your Schweizerka book. You guys can read it in your Schweizerka book and make your notes. Fair enough. Recording मैं आपको दे दूंगा, आप लोग बाद में भी देख सकते हैं शांति से, अभी समझ लीजिए. Fair enough. So arbitrage मतलब क्या? Arbitrage मतलब आपको कोई asset एक जगह पे आप एक टाइम पे, या टाइम पीरियड भी अलग हो सकता है, आप एक जगह पे सस्ता, बेसिक वेरी कॉमन एग्जांपल ऑफ आर्बिट्राज, रिलायंस का शेयर एट एनएसई एंड बीएसई. फेयर इनफ. अगर रिलायंस का शेयर एट एनएसई इज ट्रेडिंग एक्सपेंसिव एंड इट्स चीप एट बीएसई, यू विल बाय एट बीएसई and similarly do a sell order at NSE and lock in the profit, riskless profit, right? This is when same time period. Now, same security, same time period. Same time, there can be same security with future time periods, like with different time periods. So for example, Arbitrage refers to transaction in which investor purchases one asset or a portfolio of asset at one price and simultaneously sells an asset or portfolio of assets that has same future payoffs, regardless of future events at a higher price, realizing a risk-free gain on the transaction. So for example, I have a lot of wheat with me today, and after 3 months, I have sold a forward of wheat at X rate, right? My transaction is complete. My transaction is absolutely complete because मैंने वो wheat बेच दिया है, right? मैंने अगर मेरा wheat का costing आज 50 रुपीस था और मैंने 3 महीने बाद उसको 100 रुपीस पे forward में बेच दिया है, मतलब मैंने अपना 50 रुपीस लॉक इन कर लिया है. As simple as it gets, right? मैंने अपना 50 रुपीस लॉक इन कर दिया है. अब अगर मुझे लगता है कि wheat की वैल्यू 50 नहीं होनी चाहिए थी, ज्यादा होनी चाहिए थी, और 50 है तो मैं उसमें प्रॉफिट कमा सकता हूँ, राइट? अगर मुझे 100% श्योर है कि फीट की वैल्यू x होगी, क्योंकि आज मेरे पास वीट है, सामने वीट है, और मुझे पता है आई कैन मेक अ प्रॉफिट. हाउ विल कम टू नो अ लिटिल लेटर, राइट? सो जब आपने एक ही एसेट, जब आप आर्बिट्राज कर रहे हो तो आपको रिस्क फ्री गेन मिल रहा है उस ट्रांजैक्शन पे. आपने एक ही एसेट की वैल्यू सेम थी, डिफरेंट टाइम, आपने एक जगह बेच दी, दूसरी जगह खरीद ली, या फिर ऐसा करके आपने रिस्क फ्री गेन कमा लिया. Now, while arbitrage opportunities may be rare, the reasoning is that when they do exist, they will be exploited rapidly. Now, the idea is कि normally arbitrage opportunities मिलती नहीं इतनी easily, but जब मिलती है, the idea again is कि कोई ना कोई इसको फटाफट profit book करके खत्म कर लेगा. तो अगर Reliance महंगा था NSE में और सस्ता था BSE में, लोगों ने BSE में खरीदना चालू किया, इसलिए प्राइसेस बढ़ गए, वहां पे बेचना चालू किया, इसलिए प्राइसेस घट गए, और धीरे धीरे जो आर्बिट्राज अपॉर्चुनिटी थी वो खत्म हो गई, right? Same is with derivatives, because in derivatives you are selling the same asset in future, either buying or selling the same asset in future. So in certain conditions you can make a risk-free gain. In certain conditions you can make a risk-free gain. How and what, we'll see, right? Therefore we can use a no arbitrage condition to determine the value. Therefore we can use a no arbitrage condition to determine the value of derivative based on the known value of the portfolio of asset that has same future payoffs as derivatives regardless of future events. अगर आपने फॉरवर्ड में बेच दिया है वीट, आपने बेच दिया है, अब उस दिन वीट का क्या प्राइस होता है उससे आपको कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, आपका कैश फ्लो सर्टेन हो चुका है, which you're going to get after 3 months. Because there are transaction cost होते हैं आर्बिट्राज अपॉर्चुनिटी को एक्सप्लॉइट करने के लिए, राइट? स्मॉल डिफरेंसेस नॉर्मली रह जाते हैं, बिकॉज आर्बिट्राज में जो गेन आएगा वो लेस देन द ट्रांजैक्शन कॉस्ट ऑफ एक्सप्लॉइटिंग इट. एग्जांपल, अगर आपको रिलायंस का एक शेयर पे 10 रुपए का फर्क है, बट आपका ट्रांजैक्शन कॉस्ट, दैट इज ब्रोकरेज, टैक्सेशन एक्सेट्रा, टर्न्स आउट टू बी 15 रुपीस, you will not go and do that arbitrage transaction, because by doing that you will have to pay 15 rupees, but you're going to get only 10 rupees. So that doesn't make sense. So 10 रुपए का gap persist रहेगा, right? In markets for traditional securities, we often don't encounter two assets that have same future payoffs. Obviously, yes, right? दो asset अलग-अलग मिलते नहीं जिनका same future payoff होता है. यहाँ पे हम एक ही asset है जिसका हम देख रहे हैं, right? अगर दो asset है और जिसका दोनों same future payoff होगा, वो मिलता नहीं है. With derivative securities, however, the risk of the derivative is entirely based on the risk of the underlying asset. So we can construct a portfolio consisting of the underlying asset and a derivative based on it that has no uncertainty about its value at some future date. That is a hedged portfolio. What exactly is a hedged portfolio? I own wheat. I have sold wheat after 3 months. That's a hedged portfolio. I have no issues with that. I have no issues with that. That's kind of a hedged portfolio, right? Holding. So for example, I might hold physical wheat today, or I might hold a long forward position on some quantity of wheat. It is same. It is almost same, right? So if I would require, if I'm a baker and I require wheat after 3 months, one option that I can do is I can buy wheat today and keep it in my godown, or after I can buy a forward after 3 months later ka forward of similar quantity of wheat. Both ka future payoff is almost same. Now, because the future payoff is certain, we can calculate the present value of the portfolio. Because the future ka payoff is certain, we can calculate the present value of portfolio at future payoff discounted at risk free rate. तो आपको जो फ्यूचर में आपने जिस भाव पे वीट बेचा है, समझो आपने 100 रुपीज पर केजी पे बेचा है, तो आज आप उसकी वैल्यू निकाल सकते हो। और कैसे निकालोगे? आप उसको डिस्काउंट कर दोगे रिस्क फ्री रेट के साथ। अब कोई मुझे ये बताएगा कि सर रिस्क फ्री रेट क्यों? Can anyone just tell me why will you discount? So you have a forward contract. After 3 months, you want to find the value of the forward contract today. My suggestion is you take the value of the forward contract, whatever you're going to get, and you find the present value of it, but you're going to discount it at risk-free rate. Can anyone tell me why risk-free rate? Anyone of you take any guess, or if you know, unmute yourself and answer.
Sir, because the person could have invested the amount at risk-free rate in a FD or a bond.
Manav, you know derivatives. That is the reason you're answering. Your answer is not very basic one. And your answer doesn't answer the question in the first place. You just know the answer.
Okay.
You know how derivatives are priced. Standard definition, इसलिए तुमने बोल दिया ये. You getting it? मेरा question बहुत ही simple है. मेरा question बहुत ही simple है. और पता है क्या? Derivatives के साथ सीन ही होता है कि लोगों को फॉर्मूला आता है, लोग डेरिवेटिव कर लेते हैं, बट उनको बेसिक नहीं पता होता. मतलब that is my impression. The reason is, यार कितना दिमाग डालोगे? मतलब आ गया, काम हो गया, राइट? आपको है ना सिर्फ वो जो 5 प्रिंसिपल्स होते हैं ना, जिससे 5 चीजें जिससे डेरिवेटिव की प्राइस इफेक्ट होती है, बस वो 5 पते होना चाहिए और कुछ ज्यादा इशू होता नहीं है. बिकॉज सॉफ्टवेयर होता है फर्म्स में, सब कुछ तो सॉफ्टवेयर पे होता है. आपको तो सिर्फ इनपुट डालना होता है उसमें नंबर, वो अपने आप पूरा, और इनपुट भी वो ले लेता है. सो देयर इज नॉट मच ऑफ unless until you go complex, designing your own complex derivative and stuff like, तो बट बाकी सब तो नॉर्मल होता है. तो फिर यार एग्जाम वाला पढ़ लिया, खत्म हो गया. आप मुझे ये बताओ, ठीक है, कि आप उसको रिस्क, सीधा सवाल ये है, फ्यूचर का पे ऑफ सर्टेन है, ये तो पक्का है, कितने में बेचा वो पक्का है, राइट? या कितने में खरीदने वाले वो पक्का है, फेयर इनफ. अब मुझे उसकी प्रेजेंट वैल्यू निकालनी है उस एसेट की. मैं रिस्क फ्री रेट क्यों यूज कर रहा हूं? मैं कोई दूसरा रेट यूज क्यों नहीं कर रहा हूं? सिंपल. मैं रिस्क फ्री रेट क्यों यूज कर रहा हूं? मैं कोई दूसरा रेट यूज क्यों नहीं कर रहा हूं? इट कैन बी रिलायंस का शेयर. I have a forward contract. I'm saying I'm going to buy Reliance का share at 100 whatever 2000 rupees whatever. समझो 2000 रुपए at after 3 months. भाई मुझे पता है मेरे Reliance का शेयर कितना मुझे आने वाला है, राइट? बट Reliance तो रिस्की है ना. शेयर प्राइस उस दिन क्या होगा मुझे नहीं पता. तो क्यों मैं उसको उसके पोर्टफोलियो को आज रिस्क फ्री रेट पे डिस्काउंट क्यों करूं, उस डेरिवेटिव को? I am long on Reliance shares 3 months later. Fair enough. I'm going to buy 3 फॉरवर्ड बोलता है 3 महीने बाद आपको 1000 शेयर्स खरीदने रिलायंस के 2000 रुपए के भाव पे. खत्म. आपका एक तो पता हो गया कि पे ऑफ आपका सर्टन हो गया है. अब प्रेजेंट वैल्यू अगर आप निकाल रहे हो उसकी, तो आप आरएफ रिस्क फ्री रेट पे क्यों निकालोगे? एनीवन टेक एनी गेसेस? रॉन्ग राइट सब चलेगा. मानव, एनी गेस? व्हाटएवर. You were right, but you gave us very standard definition. Hello, I mean, are you guys there? Because anyone? Okay, I'll tell you. Because you can replicate the same with risk-free returns. What I mean by that is, so I give you an option of either owning the Reliance ka shares today or owning the Reliance ka shares after 3 months. Fair enough. I give you a certain price. Now, I tell you, yaar, you can buy Reliance ka share, let's say at 2,300 rupees today, or you can buy Reliance ka shares after 3 months at, let's say, 2,000 rupees only. So you would think कि अब मैं क्या करूं? If you are smart enough, what will you do? You will start shorting Reliance ka shares today, fair enough, and buy a long, right? You will short Reliance ka shares today. You will short Reliance ka shares today. Fair enough. And by shorting Reliance ka share, you will get how much? You will get 2,300 rupees today. And by shorting Reliance ka shares today, you will get 2,300 rupees today. And you will take all that money. You will take all that money, put it in your bank, right? A bank will, let's say, gives you what, 5% per annum, right? Bank gives you 5% per annum. And then on the date after 3 months, you're going to remove that money from the bank, give it to some guy at 2,000 rupees and khatam, right? So the idea is you can replicate that. You can, if the price is more, if the difference between the price is more than RF, you can replicate that portfolio. You can short the expensive one and go long on the other end, and lock in a risk-free rate. Just lock in a risk-free rate. You'll see as we go ahead. So we haven't yet come to an example. This will be the current value of portfolio under no arbitrage condition, which will force the return on the risk-free hedged portfolio to a risk-free rate. I own the asset today, and I have sold the forward. I've owned the asset and I've sold the forward, right? So basically, it's an hedged portfolio. No matter where the price goes, I'm kind of covered. मेरा loss उतना नहीं जाएगा, right? तो अगर मैंने बेच दिया है, तो I can lock in a risk-free rate. This will be a current value of the portfolio under no arbitrage, which will force the risk-free to a risk-free. That's okay. The value of an asset combined with a short forward position is simply the price of the forward contract. You own Reliance ka shares and you've combined it with a short forward position. It is simply the price of the forward contract. How? So for example, a person has 100 pounds of wheat right now with him, and he sells a forward on the wheat of 100 pounds at $1 per pound, expiring in 3 months. So the value of the asset, which is wheat and short forward position, is the price of the forward, which will be $100 at initiation. Right? So for example, आपके पास wheat पड़ा है 100 kgs या 50 kgs, whatever, and you sell a forward at 100 rupees or 100 pounds or whatever at $1 per pound, expiring in 3 months. Right? So no matter where the price goes, if the price goes to 500 rupees, you have physical wheat, you can sell it in 500 rupees in the market and deliver it to that chap, right? Deliver it to that chap. So in case if the price comes down, even if the price comes down, the long whiles will lose the money. You've just pocketed your gain. Basically, no matter where the price goes, you have locked in your price. You have already locked in your price at whatever. So that asset will be delivered. So if the value between the forward price of that particular contract, of that particular commodity, and today's price has to be just a multiplication. So for example, if the spot price today is 100 rupees, it has to be just 100 plus whatever interest you're going to get at risk-free rate for that particular period. That will give you the forward price. Simple as it gets. The reason is, in case अगर वैसा नहीं होगा, तो you can do a arbitrage trade and make money. A riskless transaction should return the riskless rate of interest, because the payoff at the time of settlement is fully hedged, is from a fully hedged position. Its time t value is certain. The asset will be sold at time t at a price specified in the forward contract. To prevent arbitrage, the above equality hold, and the above equality is this. That is, you own an asset at 100 rupees today, and if you were to own that asset in, let's say, 3 months later, the value at which you should buy it at 3 months later is nothing but the value today plus whatever, in case if you invest that money in your risk-free bond or something like that, और उस पे जो interest आएगा, बस वही उतना ही होना चाहिए. अगर उतना नहीं है, तो फिर आप arbitrage करके पैसा कमा सकते हो. Fully hedged position, मतलब, so for example, if you've sold a forward, right? And if you sold a forward, but you own the asset also. I sold you a forward 6 months later. I'm going to sell you 100 Reliance ka shares. but I own 100 Reliance ka shares. That's a fully hedged position. That's a fully hedged position. So I have no, I'm going to get dollars. I'm going to get dollars 3 months later, and I've sold dollars का forward 3 months later. So I have no issues. मेरे को actual में जो dollar आएगा मुझे आपको वही देना है, खत्म. I have no issues. My position is fully hedged. It's not a naked position. Naked position मतलब hedged नहीं है, मेरे पास नहीं है. मैंने आपको ऐसे ही डॉलर फॉरवर्ड बेच दिया, या फिर मैंने ऐसी रिलायंस का शेयर का फॉरवर्ड बेच दिया, और उस दिन रिलायंस का शेयर हो गया डबल, मेरे पैसे सब चले गए, जो भी मेरा लॉसेस अनलिमिटेड. बट अगर मेरे पास फिजिकल रिलायंस का शेयर्स है तो उसकी भी तो वैल्यू डबल हो जाएगी, तो मुझे तो वही बेच के आपको पैसे दे देने हैं. सो माय पोजीशन इज फुल्ली hedged when you own physically or otherwise the replicating position. Does that make it clear? Now FT is a no arbitrage future price, is no arbitrage price of a forward contract if the forward price is greater than this one, right? So this is the price today into whatever, if you invest all of that into let's say a risk-free bond and invest that amount in risk-free bond, so जो भी आपको आएगा उसके बाद, उससे अगर फॉरवर्ड की प्राइस ज्यादा है तो आप क्या करोगे, राइट? आप आज एसेट खरीद लोगे और एक शॉर्ट फॉरवर्ड पोजीशन ले लोगे to receive an arbitrage profit. Simple as it gets. And what will be your arbitrage profit? Whatever is the forward ka this thing price or value minus aaj ka into the risk-free rate at the time t, the settlement date. Now, if I were to give you an example for this, so let's say, wait, I need a just hold on. Wait. I need a whiteboard. Okay, let us start. So just one single share, 100 rupees. Risk-free rate is, let's say, 10%. Let's do an arbitrage and we'll understand it. Risk-free rate at 10%, right? So अगर ये आप पैसा बैंक में इन्वेस्ट करते हो तो एक साल के बाद, let's say एक साल के लिए इन्वेस्ट करते हो 1 year. Please pardon my handwriting. I don't have the. Okay, 1 year. It should be 110, right? अगर आपने एक साल के लिए इन्वेस्ट किया तो it should be 110. Let's say कोई एसेट है जिसकी फ्यूचर प्राइस 120 है, जिसकी फ्यूचर प्राइस 120 है. आप क्या किया? आपने क्या किया? आपने बोरो किया, आपने फॉरवर्ड बेच दिया 120 पे. Then what you did was you borrowed 100 rupees from the bank. You went ahead and bought that asset today in the market, right? And you held it till that period. That is expiration. एक साल बाद आपको बैंक को 110 रुपए देने. Fair enough? एक साल बाद आपको बैंक को 110 रुपए देने, वो तो डिटरमाइंड है, और सामने वाला आपको 120 रुपए देने वाला है, क्योंकि आप वही एसेट उसको दोगे और बोलोगे 120 रुपए दे, राइट? 120 रुपए दे, खत्म कर चैप्टर. नाउ यू डोंट केयर if the value of that share goes to 200 rupees or 50 rupees or 10 rupees. You just don't care because you've sold it, so you have to deliver it. समझो उस दिन वैल्यू 200 रुपीज हो गई. अगर वैल्यू 200 रुपीज हो गई, आपको कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. आपके पास तो आपका जो शेयर था वो अब 200 हो गया, आप उसको दे दोगे. That chap made 80 rupees. Fair enough, you don't care. But by doing this trade initially, you had locked in your 10 rupees profit. You had locked in your 10 rupees profit. Is it clear, this basic transaction, कि कैसे आपने 10 rupees lock in किया? बाकी लोग please. I don't know why this entire batch doesn't reply. Because I need to know बाकी लोगों को समझा, because a lot of people don't. Some people are very upfront. नहीं समझा तो पूछ देते, सर नहीं समझा. बाकी लोग पता नहीं, a little shy, they don't reply. इसलिए मैं रह के पूछता हूँ, if you समझा है and all of that, right? So अब होगा क्या? Riskless profit है, straight riskless profit है. Just hold on.
you're all right.